of a precipice. She's in 7th place in the moment. Only the top 8 get 3 further jumps. But here's Belevskaya.
Belevskaya, 7 meters and 4, her best, and that looks another nice jump. I'm very impressed with her on the runway. She's very fast, very controlled, and strikes the board quite well. The first round she was way behind the board. Let's see where she was here. On it that time. And incidentally, Heike Drechsler has jumped 7 meters and 6. And Belevskaya 7:04 in the second round, and that was 6 meters and 99, not quite as far, so she'll stay in bronze medal position in this third round.
Really has given herself a hell of a problem. 2 no jumps, but then she knows she's not going to just have an ordinary jump. She's got to have a good one. Watch this. Oh, stumps well. Good jump. Now, she risked everything on that. She really did sprint hard. She knows she's got to get over 6:46. And she's looking really relieved that she's hit the board. She's the best talent we've got in this event. She really has. And Chris Cohen and John Rosenthal have done a terrific job in Derby. And there it is. I think she's over 6:40. She needs at least that. Tall, elegant girl. Certainly the best prospect we've had, I think, since Mary Rand and Sheila Sherwood. 6:53 for Fiona May. And Zhang Qiying, one of those that she has to beat, has not gone as far, so at the moment she's looking good. Drechsler's gone to 7 meters and 6 centimeters, and that's a no jump for the Chinese girl.
Well, let me put you fully in the picture now. Chistyakova of the Soviet Union's leading with 7 meters and 11. Heike Drechsler of East Germany, 7 meters and 6 in second. Belevskaya of the Soviet Union, 7 meters and 4 in third. And Jackie Joyner-Kersee of the United States, gold medalist in heptathlon. Well, she's already gone 7 meters. But if you remember back to the heptathlon, that long jump discipline, she established a new Olympic record there with new figures of 7 meters and 27. Took over the figures from Kolpakova, who won the Olympic title in 1980. Demitz of Denmark here on.
And how good to see a Dane in the final. They almost gave up the competitive scene about 20 years ago. As a nation, that was. They found they were falling behind the world scene in many of their events, although they kept 1 or 2 going. They had their passion for gymnastics and handball. But there was almost a national decision to drop out. And they've got 1 or 2 fine athletes coming through. And this is one of them, Leni Demsitz. And she's jumped 6 meters 38. And I think the Danes are coming back into the competitive scene on a wider front than they have been for some time. Elegant jumper. Hasn't quite got the brute force nor the physical stature of some of these women here, but this is a very competent piece of jumping. A fine looking athlete. Oh, that competent, except that she's broken the rule, the cardinal sin of going over the edge of the 8-inch takeoff board. Heike Drechsler next to come. 7 meters and 4 centimeters. There's the cross against her. 7 meters and 6. I beg her pardon. Heike Drechsler. Here she is.
Well, she spent most of the season concentrating on sprinting, really, and got a bronze medal in the 100 meters final here. Although she has jumped 7 meters and 48 at the beginning of this season, she hasn't shown the consistency that we came to expect of her in previous seasons. Now, 7 meters and 11, the leading jump. That's once again quite useful. A very flat trajectory, but that's because she's moving so quickly. The sprinting speed she has, but it's about controlling it on the board. Right over the takeoff, but perfectly on the board, drives the free knee, and technically she's so good. But let's just see whether that has gone beyond the 7.11. Looked to be around 7 metres. Good lift, or attempt at lift, 7 metres and 18, and that's taken Drexler into the lead.
So Drexler takes the lead, and we can bring some relief to the Derby camp by saying that Fiona May, with that one jump, the third round, she's made the final. She gets 3 further jumps. Good news for her. That's the European and World Junior Champion, the youngest member of the British team, doing her jumping here. Sabine John, who you remember from the heptathlon, silver medalist, and a pretty tough and rugged character. Very well defined musculature, pinch fit, no surplus there, almost chiseled out like a bodybuilder. 6.55 to her credit so far. Pretty intense blue eyes. Got the feeling she took off way behind the board, but we're so far away, and the official who has the responsibility of watching that board is in our direct line, and sometimes he holds the red flag up and sometimes no, it's good, it's plumb. I take it all back. .645 a jump.
She has a personal best of 6 metres and 97, so she could threaten Fiona May, although if she were to beat May at this stage, May would still be in the top 8 and qualifying for a further 3 jumps. Out of the 12 starters, only 8 go through to take 3 more jumps. 8th place at the moment is on 6 metres and 50, so that's an obvious target for this young woman, 24 years old. She sat back at the end, which is unfortunate for her because she got quite a good leg shoot, but a little bit of rotation, and let's just see how that translates in slow motion. Upright on the board, that's okay. Good lift, nice hang position. And she sits back and falls backwards and loses an awful lot of distance because of that. But 6 metres and 60 on the board, and that means that she moves ahead of Fiona May. But May now in 8th place, and she mustn't get any lower than that. Before we watch Joyner Kersee, that we can now confirm that Fiona May is definitely into the last 8, because with Chistiakova and Joyner, the last 2 jumpers in the round. That's just to underline that.
Early leader, and then suddenly the big jumpers. Drexler's taken that lead in her 3rd round, 7.18. Chistiakova, 7.11. Belovskaya, 7.04. It was a very, very solid jump. The flags are up over there, the American flags. That was a very big jump. And look at this. He climbs into the air, cycles her feet out. She gets her feet out, rather her feet way out like Bob Beamon, And I must say, I think she's made an impression. 7 meters 16, and she goes into second place behind Heike Drexler, less than an inch down, 2 centimeters. Jackie Joyner-Kersee back in the battle for medals. There it is, 7:16 in the third round, and she's in second place to Drexler.
Well, Galina Chistyakova will have seen the very fine performance of Jackie Joyner-Kersee, and she has to follow it. And as the caption showed there, world record holder, this is the young woman that beat the figures set by Joyner-Kersee and Drexler last year at 7:45. So Chistyakova, who didn't have a particularly good second round jump, 6 meters and 24, she was all over the place, and it followed a 7 meter and 11 first round jump. So she completes the third round. She really does sail in the air, and that looks quite useful. It's extraordinary height she gets off the board, and when she's running that fast, to achieve that much height means that her strength-weight ratio is terrific. She is able to convert that speed into vertical lift. Look at the way she goes, and is it a no jump? And across as go it is, look. Well, she's very unlucky, because that did look beyond the leading distance at the moment from here.
Jump.